And we are going to go audio live. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Mistwalkers Spectrum Eternity. This is episode 18, I believe. This is definitely a session where I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure it's 18. Anyways, so we'll go ahead. I'm your humble DM, Lily. I am very happy to be bringing this session to you all, and we'll go ahead and hop in with a quick player introduction. So, Yulia, please go ahead.
Yes, hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Yulia. I go by RoyalKnightVT on various socials. I am an elven princess knight, a variety streamer who mainly streams a lot of fantasy and medieval things, adjacent things. But I play a ton of D&D with these wonderful individuals, and tonight I will be playing Kloven, who is our local cleric, and just apologizing in advance because my nose is a little stuffy. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm here for D&D.
All good.
Huzzah. So fortunately, your scene is right out the gate, so we'll see how that goes.
There you go.
But yes, thank you, Yulia. Next up, Meris, please.
Yes, hello, I'm MerisAurum. I'm a Celestial Dragon VTuber. I specialize in storytelling and reading streams. I also run my own D&D campaign on the side called The Trial of Hearts. It's an ode to all things romantic fantasy. So if you enjoy drama, shenanigans, a little bit of political intrigue, and lots of smooching the homies, definitely check it out. But while I am here, I am playing the one, the only, the titular Sewer King, the party's fighter. Yeah, and silly little guy.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Meris. Next up, go ahead, Sif.
Oh, it's me. I gotta be quick introductions. Hi, I'm Sif_VTuber, living suit of armor. I play game, I do art, I'm vibing, I'm here, back again as Tate, very happy to be back as silly farmer boy. Nothing happened to him recently, right? Nothing bad, right? Last session, right?
No, nothing important, I'm sure.
Love you guys. Yeah, nothing important, right, Mai?
Right. Thank you, Sif. Next up, Esther, please go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Aster Varatolis. You can find me at ArchmagesTower on various socials, Blue Sky and Twitch primarily. I am an aspiring voice actor, a cosmic wizard VTuber, and today I play Thaddeus, who is totally not going through a Gurren Lagann-esque shonen protagonist arc right now. And looking forward to tonight. Thank you for having me.
Huzzah. Thank you so much, Esther. And then I suppose as for myself, as you all, I hope, would know by how far into this we are. My name's Lily. I'm your humble DM. I also draw a lot of D&D things on the side, one of which will most likely be revealed tonight. This is not new to the players. It's the one I shared this just earlier today.
Oh boy.
As spoilers for what's going to be happening. Anyways, yes, so we'll go ahead and jump into a quick session recap. This is a pretty long one, so I felt the need to go pretty hard for it. Anyways, last session, the party watched as Anti and Venus reconnected. Venus asking if they did well in protecting the people of Dashek before shutting down. Anti was about to take in the memories of Venus before the party stopped them, saying, maybe we should wait until you're back into safety to potentially shut down. So they brought Venus's body back to Dashek and announced their victory over the Namiota to the people before retiring to their collective room. But not before Lark set up a private meeting with Kloven later that very evening. While they relaxed, Anti proceeded to assimilate Venus's memories and lost consciousness for an extended period of time. The party then continued to discuss their visions during the fight with the Namiota with varying degrees of openness and determined that they were likely some alternate timeline or vision of a previous life. Tate, however, chose not to speak on the visions whatsoever, while SK rejected the possibility, saying that the person in the vision couldn't have been him because he never knew his father. After the discussion finished, The party began to settle in for the night when SK's mother asked for some alone time. Skulking off to a section of New Dashek currently uninhabited, he found his privacy. Mother proceeded to chastise him for not getting the eye and getting distracted before calling out the plant-like growth that now seemed to be a part of Sewer King. She demanded that he get rid of it at any cost, becoming more and more unhinged in her request as it became clear that it wouldn't be removed so easily. She felt its presence originating inside of SK's stomach and demanded that he tear it out. At this moment, Kloven, who was just coming back from a midnight rendezvous with Lark, heard noises and intervened. Mother disappeared as soon as he entered the room, leaving the two of them to have a heart-to-heart. Kloven told him to care for himself more and that he was wonderful just as he is. From there, the following morning came and rebooted with Venus's assimilated memories. They proceeded to devour the corpse of Venus, growing spines around their neck in the process. The party went topside and had a small ceremony as worked to restart the tree, allowing them to return to the stocks. Adamar promised to return shortly after to New Dashek after discussing aid provided with Carol, and stayed behind to monitor the health of the tree. On returning to the stocks, Thaddeus, the party went their separate ways, with Thaddeus going to speak with Mai alone to confront her once more about a new round of secrets they found out that she had been hiding. As Thaddeus talked to her and grew increasingly frustrated with her refusal to let anyone in, tensions built. She noticed his destabilization worsening and chastised him some more, even slapping him out of anger, telling him she's heard this all many times before, even revealing that there is even another version of Thaddeus that may yet be at large. Eventually, calming down, Mai led Thaddeus to a secret basement, opened by singing a specific verse. Inside, there were schematics and designs for advanced machinery. Mai admitted that she may have given up, in some ways, and they continued to talk, for Mai offered eventually to help teach Thaddeus more, if for his own safety more than anything. From there, Thaddeus left and began to work on an upgrade to his gun. In his place, shortly after, Tate arrived at Mai's with a record player and a picnic basket. Mai agreed to go with him and showed off her new dragon form, promising that she would be able to handle it going forward. They left to the Plantar estate to work and enjoy the food. Mai made quick work of repairing the device, revealing her proficiency with tools, much to Tate's surprise. Tate asked if they could dance, to which Mai agreed happily, before Tate began to hum the song that he heard during his vision of their wedding day. Mai backed off, scared, and asked where he heard that. He explained and asked to know more. She apologized, blaming herself, referencing how she always saw how happy love made everyone, but she never felt anything. Explaining that one cycle she decided to try with Tate, only to be unable to feel anything. She pushed on, hoping that the next step in their relationship would be the one that she finally felt something, but it never came. Tate told her not to blame herself, but felt emotions building before turning away, telling her that he had loved her before running away, trees rustling from the strength of his emotions, thus leaving Mai to cry next to the unfinished music player and basket of sandwiches they had promised to share. All right, that is the recap.
From a doozy session.
Yeah, I know. Oh boy. Okay, so let's get into it. All right. So first up, Kloven.
Yes.
We'll start off with you. As you sort of take a deep breath and as everybody starts to go their separate ways, you sort of truly go to like a corner of the stocks that you haven't been to in a while, knowing that Thaddeus was taking up space at your home.
Yeah, he got kicked out.
He got kicked out of his own home, yeah. And so
Sorry.
kind of go into I need to close Discord. You proceed to go to like a grass field in a corner of the stalks and kind of just lay it down and look up into the sky. And for a moment you feel yourself start to drift, letting some of the stress and general energy of fighting so hard and working so hard over the past week kind of start to fade, and you close your eyes once, looking up at the mist-covered skyline. And as you open them up once more, you're greeted with that wide open blue sky. As you sort of stumble yourself forward and up, you can see that you are in the same exact dreamscape that Bahamut, your father, has brought you to many times before at this point. And you can see him standing there, just simply tending to a garden of flowers.
He's gonna start to approach. Does he like make any notion to the fact that Kloven is there, or
He probably doesn't turn or anything, but as you start to make your way forward, he says, "Is now a good time?"
I would say so. The fighting is over with, and have a moment of peace. So it's
Good.
good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Kloven. Enjoy your time of peace when you have it. Have you been...
Doesn't seem to happen all too often.
No. Especially not where you're from. I wager even in the moments of quiet, peace is hard to come by.
Well, at least this is a nice, peaceful place.
It is, isn't it? My own personal realm of flowers. Of course, you're welcome here. Maya's welcome here. Hope it brings you some sense of solace and comfort. Much more so than the mist-ridden world that you call home.
It's kind of you to offer. I would love for my companions to see this as well.
One day, perhaps. Have you been doing well yourself?
Not sure if one would call it well, given the circumstances, but I'm alive. I'm here and trying to make the world a better place.
He shakes out like his little watering can that he was using and sets it down before turning around to face you finally. He says, I had been meaning to have another sit-down conversation. I always seem to cut you off or cut things off a little prematurely.
Oh, I thought you were doing that on purpose.
Oh, I promised you I was doing nothing of the sort. Sometimes I just don't know my old strength, even in my old age.
Well, if you're willing to talk, I have a few questions of my own.
By all means. What do you wish to know?
Well, I guess I'll just jump right into it. I've been meaning to ask, have you seen all that'll happen? Can you foretell the future of any kind?
The amount of
What's gonna happen here?
The amount that I know of your adventures in the past is quite limited. Oftentimes, I have only come by once every 50, 100, sometimes even 500 years. As regarding the future, not much, if anything. I know how this usually goes, but in regards to what happens after it's done, or what to expect, your guess is as good as mine.
Guess it can't be all omnipotent in that regard, but would that mean then that this is the first time that seems odd to call you father, but that I was your son?
Oh, you've been my son every time.
I see.
So, partially due to the fact of my intervention that was many, many, many centuries ago, you are not quite as connected as that of Tate or Thaddeus.
Connected? How so? What?
Well, timelines are a strange business. Your sister honestly knows more about them than I do at this point, but you weren't ever supposed to be here. The only reason you were is because I happened to stumble upon your mother one day.
I know. Well, accidents surely happen. But, I mean, I'm here now. There's ought to be a grand purpose, I imagine, for you showing up at such a time and me being here and the world opening up, the child, and I'm sure that just waiting for you to tell me of my grand mission, so to say.
You're already on your grand mission.
Then I can count on you to intervene when necessary.
I will do my very best. I would say that already this time, I've intervened even just to talk to you more than I ever have. So, I know that's not much solace, but it is a promise in a way.
That's all I can certainly ask for, but any help you decide to give later on or would certainly help the cause.
I, in fact, do have something for you in that regards. Today.
Oh, do you now?
Indeed.
And what might that be?
Sort of cracks his neck a bit. Reaches out his hands, cracks the knuckles as well. And just says, well, you're going to have to stand back a little bit, at least for starters.
Not gonna damage your flowers, are you?
Of course not. We have to make sure we have enough space for this sort of thing.
He kind of smiles a little bit, but takes a couple steps back.
And you see him kind of like back off away from the gardens himself. And as he sort of says, now don't be frightened. I suppose you've seen this at least once before. And you can see the body starts to kind of contort as it elongates and stretches out. And the same sort of silvery, truly, like, there's no better way to say this, the platinum scale color of a dragon proceeds to kind of appear. And as the body elongates, you can see the head start to form out of where he is. But as you sort of take a closer look, you can see that he is roughly 100 feet long. And as the face sort of elongates and kind of comes closer to yours, roughly about 10 feet away from you, you can see that he has 12 eyes himself. And just like kind of all along the sort of facial cavity area, there's just eye after eye after eye after eye. And it's sort of like, this is what catches your eye. You've seen a dragon before, but one like this is very unusual. At least compared to that of mice. And as you sort of take a scan over it, you do notice one thing. It's that one of the eyes is missing. There seems to be one that has been carved out already. And he bends down and looks to you and just says, "Not too alarming, I hope."
I honestly wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm going to give you one of my eyes. Eyes often can be a symbol of power amongst dragons. And given that you are my blood, I'm sure it will be accepted.
Well, you've certainly got a couple to spare. I will gladly accept it.
And you see he nods and just says, "Very well." Or reaching his enormous clawed talons out, and just going to the right side of his face, and the topmost one, opposite the one that's been carved out already, and just notches it out quickly. And you can see no wince of pain whatsoever comes from them, but you can feel like this almost burst of magic that kind of like emanates out and around you, pushing back on you a little bit just from the seeming power that this seems to emanate. And as he does so, he proceeds to place it in the palm of his hand and then reaches it over to you. And this eye is far larger than any of your personal eyes. But as do you take it into your hands? We'll start there.
I think before he does that, I think he's gonna look over to where he had taken the eye out, and the eye that was previously gone missing. I presume?
That's correct. She holds the other.
And then I would like to join the rest of you. And yeah, he'll reach out his hand to put it in his own.
And sort of as your hand touches it, you can see it sort of shrink down in size. And as your fingers touch it, it proceeds to start to glow before essentially just like becoming a white mass and sort of floating up in the air. And rather than it like going into your eye or anything like that, funnily enough, I have a very big phobia of things getting near my eyes, so we will not be doing that. So it essentially, you can just feel like your left eye, it starts to just like sort of throb as this coursing surge of power starts to enter your body, as you can feel the eyesight, like you close your eyes briefly, but you can still see just with each pulse of magic. As you reopen your eye, just sort of like clenching it a little bit, just wincing at just the overwhelming nature of it, it proceeds to settle very quickly and become natural to you. And you can't, it doesn't look any different to look through, but you just can kind of feel as you sort of look around. You are more able to see opportunities, to see abilities to help people and everything. You can see Bahamut sighs a deep sigh of relief.
It was supposed to work, correct?
And it did. You can feel it coming from you very clearly.
Does that mean you can see what I see?
Indeed. I'm glad that it went so smoothly.
I should hope so, given
Well.
your kind offering.
Well, Mai didn't take to it very well. Took a long time to manifest her, and I do feel sorry for the pain and discomfort it caused her. But it was the only way for her to stay in the world.
I see. Thank you for that, regardless.
Of course. May take a little bit of acclimating. Time does tend to start to slow down whenever you find yourself in danger. But it will be natural to you, I'm sure.
I should hope it would be. I mean, it seems awfully powerful, but I will do my best to make as much use of it as I can.
You can see he shrinks back down to the human form, just trying to make sure to remain on as much of your eye level as possible. He takes a deep breath and says, "Any further questions?"
Do you happen to know the goddess Selune by any chance?
I do indeed know the goddess Selune. Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious is all about other, gods and goddesses out there. I'm told that maybe she too had a similar situation with a offspring.
Not that I'm quite familiar with, but something for me to look into, I suppose.
Have you spoken with her recently?
Oh, yes, in the last 2,000 years.
I guess it's not exactly what I meant by recently, but...
Oh,
that's
right. I must get used to that.
it. Well, if you do end up seeing her, please let her know that Ku has been asking about her.
Very well. Let you get back to your rest now.
I will. Thank you, Father.
Still not used to that. You see he'll kind of crack his back a little bit before going to pick up the watering can and get started on the flowers again.
Oh, don't have to smack me out of here this time?
No.
I was bracing with.
I'm trying to be better. If you would like me to smack you out, I would gladly do so.
If there's an alternative way to leave, I happily take that route.
Very well. Just go ahead and close your eyes. I'll see you out.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and close his eyes then.
As you do so, you kind of get your last look at the blue sky around you as the next time you open them, you're back in the stalks, just where you were, not having moved a bit. Yes?
Yay! I'll probably say too that his horns might be just a little bit bigger now.
Hell
And I
yeah.
think there's a little bit of like iridescent scales kind of running down the side of his neck, like to his collar.
Yeah. Love that.
A little bit shinier.
A little bit shinier.
A little bit shinier.
Got more dragon in you, so, you know. Alright. Then we'll go ahead and wrap that scene here. And we'll go ahead and move it right along to Tate. Are you ready?
Yeah. Wait, I thought the SK My Talk was next.
Oh, is it? Do I have my shit wrong? I could have my shit wrong. It is.
I'm good to go.
No, you're correct. It is the SKMI talk. I have that wrong in my notes, but it's fine. We'll do it as written in the agenda. Please continue eating. All right.
Sorry.
You're good. So SK, you wanted to talk to Mai.
I did want to talk to Mai.
Please, by all means.
I think he would... I'm not sure if he'd be bold enough to, like, go knocking on her door, but I think if he were to find her in passing, he would approach her and try to talk to her.
Mm-hmm. We can say that, I'll say, I'm not giving her any time to breathe, but just as she's kind of making her way back from the Plantar's estate.
Oh no, same day. Oh no.
Yeah, same day.
Oh my, she's really going through it. I think Turging's gonna approach like, good afternoon, Mai, and I say, are you quite alright?
You can see she's kind of like got a bit of a somber expression as you caught her walking, just carrying a few things, carrying the music player and the picnic basket in her hands, and just like, Sewer King. Well, it's been quite a day so far.
Kind of blinks at that. I should say so. Upon our triumphant and joyous return, there's much to do, much to talk about.
Do you want to come back to me and Kloven's place? Is there something you want to talk about too?
Only a minor thing, but certainly I'd be happy to accompany you. Here, let me carry some of your parcels there. He'll take the picnic basket from her.
Thank you. It's much appreciated.
Of course. A gentleman can't let a lady carry everything herself. Not that I don't think you can. It's a matter of principle.
Well, I'm not the strongest person, so it is most certainly appreciated. Who taught you those manners? Was it Thaddeus?
Yes, he instilled some lessons of etiquette, but I rather think that my inherent chivalrous nature is inherent.
Inherent chivalrous nature? My, you are quite an accomplished man, it seems.
I do like to think so.
Well, either way. Just over here, and she'll just kind of walk forward and turn the notch on the house and go ahead and open it up.
He'll follow in after her and set the basket down on their table and look around as if he's looking for something, like crouching under the table, under the chairs, opening up the cabinets.
Are you looking for Nero?
That I am. That was the point of my visit. I was wondering if he served you well, and I am ready to take him home now that I have returned. Unless, of course, you are unwilling to part with him. He is quite the talented artiste, after all. I can be convinced to share him.
You can see she looks over at you, and you notice that there's like some bags under her eyes at this, and she just looks at you and just says, "Oh no, he's staying up in my room, practicing some sort of soliloquy, I'm sure."
Yes, he does enjoy a good soliloquy, a 3-page monologue, a ramble of man's woes and internal battles. Really quite spectacular sometimes.
I must ask, Sewer King, where did you learn how to speak rat? I haven't found... I mean, he certainly doesn't speak this in the common tongue.
Oh, no. It doesn't translate quite as well.
It doesn't translate.
No.
Can you?
If I were to try to translate his script, I fear much of it would get lost in translation.
But you do understand him.
Of course.
Wonderful. No, Nero is upstairs in my room. He has 2 homes here. One up there and one elsewhere. And I'm trying to sleep.
Well, I'm glad that you have been so accommodating.
Of course, I could not possibly refuse a request from your majesty.
Well, I am happy to know that his services were well received, and should you ever wish them again, you need only but ask.
Surely there are others that deserve to share in the wonder of Nero's enlightening sermons and soliloquies and many other such wondrous things.
Indeed. Hard to sequester such a talent.
Indeed. Should I go get him for you? Would that satisfy, or do you wish to find your Nero yourself?
If he's practicing, it would be difficult to summon him.
Oh well,
He gets-
I'm sure you can interrupt.
If you're sure, I will let you fetch him. I shan't enter a lady's private quarters.
Right, of course that makes sense. That's a common etiquette. Okay, well, I can go. I'll take the blow of interrupting him during his practice.
You can put the blame entirely on me.
And she'll walk up the stairs and just be like, "Oh, Nero, your darling." And blanks on what to call Sewer King in terms of relation to Nero.
Monarch.
Monarch. Your monarch has requested your loving presence for the coming times. Please, won't you bequeath yourself to... Nero, please. And just, you can hear like a bit of scampering as they like, just knocking against a few things from upstairs. And you just hear her just go like, fucking shit. And after more scampering, it's like, you can hear a deep before Mai comes down with just this little rat with eyes boggling in their hands. Just...
There he is.
Here is your
The man
loving
of the hour.
thespian.
Yes, thank you oh so kindly, Mai, for returning him to me, Nero, and he'll open up his hands to take the rat from her. This Frank, I picture him to be like a really scraggly rat, but with these big ol' eyes, and just takes him, and he's squeaking away, the rat is, and Sir King just nods, I see. What? I don't think I should tell her that. Oh, if you insist. He says that, you're lacking in the department of appreciation of the arts, but he greatly appreciates, your time and audience nonetheless.
Unbelievable. He thinks my appreciation of the arts is lacking.
He listens to the rat squeaking again. Yes, apparently you weren't paying very much attention to him, particularly in the nighttime hours.
Can you relay a message to Nero for me?
Certainly.
Can you tell him that I know more than him?
The little rat squeaks indignantly.
Oh my goodness. You do have quite the little interesting cast of characters amongst your rats.
Oh, yes, they all have such personalities. No two are alike.
Interesting that you would have chosen that of a Roman emperor that was interested in performing to its public, or your rat that performs to the public.
Kind of blinks a little. Indeed.
I mean, all of your rats are named after the Roman Empire, it seems.
The what?
Never was quite able to get this answer. She just sighs deeply and just says, "Never mind, it's not that important."
Well, I don't know if I would ever be able to have answers enough to satisfy you, knowing what you know, but I get the distinct impression. I know it's rude to comment on such things, but you look tired. My.
Would be an accurate assumption.
You hear the little rat squeaking. Well, apparently, according to him, you sleep enough, so
I
there
had
must be...
Never mind.
there must be something else about it, then.
Well, I can assure you that I will be doing my best to sleep more in the coming days.
Well, my business is concluded then. Thank you again.
Are you feeling all right?
I quirks a brow at that. Of course.
You seem to have changed. She looks to you, just some bit of moss that seems to be emanating from under one of your shirts that just barely peeks out a bit.
He moves to correct his collar, tightens his cravat a little bit. Nothing to be concerned about, I think. Though, I think I've had quite my fill of plant life. I think I should be much more at home. At home.
Very well, I don't mean to pry.
Nor I. I have the distinct inclination that the others will do plenty of that.
She glances down and to the left a little bit and just says, "No, you're not wrong about that."
Ah. They already have.
Their own ways.
That's a shame. I was hoping they'd at least take a moment to breathe and enjoy themselves for a moment.
Right. Well, either way, welcome home. And I hope that whatever comes next is... well, we can face it together.
Yes, of course. My. I can't begin to understand your particular position. I know that I also was a tad harsh on you in our last encounter, but I know what you mean to everyone here. I know that each and every one of us cares about you. And, well, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So, don't let them think. Please don't think otherwise.
I appreciate that, Your Majesty.
The little rat is squeaking. I know that wasn't particularly elegant. I'm trying to be honest here. Ugh. You spend a few weeks away and suddenly he knows everything.
If you don't mind, next time I perform, I would love to see him come by and listen.
You hear that? A performance for you! Wouldn't you like that? The little rat squeaks some more. He's amiable to the idea.
Amiable, of course. Well, if he's looking for technical skill, then I assure him that I can provide that in spades if I wanted to.
Of that, I have no doubt. Now, far be it from me to be the one to crowd your home and bombard you with useless chatter. I will take my leave. Thank you again. I hope we shall see each other soon.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Give a polite little bow. Turn on his heels and exit with Nero perched on his shoulder.
You can hear, as you close the door, you can hear a faint tune hummed as the mechanism begins to move. Yeah, we'll stop the scene there. And then next up, for real this time, Tate.
Yeah, I'm ready, DM.
Cool. Hold on. I'm about to sneeze. Okay, sorry.
You're okay.
Model immediately decided to freak out at my sneeze. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and hop into this lovely scene that we have. So I imagine this is just right off the heels of the Mayan Tate scene from last session. 1 second.
Yep.
Oh my
Bless
goodness.
you.
Please.
Alhamdulillah.
Please, nose, stop. So, sort of like as you make your way back to storming off from mine, making your way back to home, and the trees rustling around you as the power that you have inherited seems to be sort of demonstrating your current emotions. And as you do so, you kind of come back to your home, and you can see that Pumpkin is there sitting down and basically right on the front step, and is sort of just like head against the door, just kind of looking out. But as soon as she sees the sort of moving of the trees approach, she looks over in your direction. Says, "Damn, Tate, that's some real fierce wind you seem to be picking up over there. You gonna be okay?"
No. I'm not. I'm gonna
Oh.
try to keep it down. But if you could please get out of the way so I can go to my room and hunker down for a while.
I mean, far be it from me to tell you what to do, but you don't seem to be in the best mind space if that's what you're asking me to do.
I'm not. Sis, I'm not okay right now. And I haven't been this upset, angry in a long time. So, just don't worry about it.
I mean, you just get home after being away from a week, storming and angry, and you're expecting me to just let it go? Wouldn't be a very good sisterly thing of me to do. Sit down.
He sits down begrudgingly. He knows he's not gonna move no matter what, and he doesn't have it in him to pick up his sister.
Listen, Janine and your folks are in there. Would be rude to interrupt them, wouldn't it?
I could always climb up the trellis, I guess. Like starts looking up.
Don't you dare, I got you here.
I imagine at this point, he sat down, there's a vine wrapped around his ankle.
Yeah, probably. She's summoned a little vine to wrap you down at least a little bit. Now listen, I can tell you got some fierce thoughts running through that big ol' head of yours. Go on. I don't believe it's to do with whatever the hell you've been up to, because it seems like everybody that's come back has felt kind of triumphant about it. But you seem to be upset.
How long you been sitting out here for?
25 minutes?
You do that every day while I'm gone?
No,
Sit wondering where I'm gone?
not particularly. I mean, I worry about you, of course, but got jobs to do. You know how it goes. Not too bad to sit back and just enjoy the beauty of nature sometimes, especially when you can't go back in your house, at least for now.
It's shuddering at that. The enjoy nature. They were trapped in a cave surrounded by a killer jungle for a week. I cannot begin to tell you the torturous irony of what you just said, but you're right. It's not because of all that went down. Things went down mostly swimmingly. We still got some people to take care of, but yeah, no. Bad. I got angry after coming back. Okay.
Okay. What happened? Or if you don't want to talk about it, I suppose that's alright too. I mean, damn.
Janine here.
Why is Janine here? Talking to the folks about working together to get some crops to Dashek.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. What are you doing out here then?
I don't like talking business. I mean, sure, I'll help, but it's just... I mean, they know more about a lot of that stuff than I do. I can just help make it grow. They just gotta point me in a direction.
You been to Kenril yet?
I have. Weird ass place, that one.
Huh. You okay with going back?
And I don't see why not. Or they got some creepy ass shit over there, but interesting at the very least.
And what about the people? That's gonna be the hardest part to work with, yeah?
I mean, basically everybody other than Janine seems like a right fucking asshole that's got their head up their ass.
Yeah. Janine's awful special, that one. First con face we met outside in the mist. We met some...
Go ahead.
Oh, good.
You
Do the
first.
chuckle. That's important to me. No, the chuckle's important to me. Do it.
She just laughs and is just like, none of this seems to be getting us any closer to what makes you upset right now.
Out of character, I'm getting to it.
I know.
Yeah, we met some people back in where we went to. They had some. They were trapped in a cave for nearly a century now, I think. Surrounded by killer forest, jungle. They had this weird culture too with masks and stuff, and I think everybody got some. I got mine here. He pulls out his little like visor mask with the antlers coming out.
Mhm.
Can't remember exactly what everybody else got, but and he like reaches like into his sack and like feels another mask and then pulls out. No wait, did he give this to Kloven? I can't remember, but he pulls out a butterfly mask that was picked out for Mai,
Mm-hmm.
and she can just see it like slide out of his hands and just fall to the floor, and his like breathing gets a little higher.
She just essentially reaches out to pick it up and just says, "Don't get butterfingers on me now." Hands it back up to you.
Just that one was for Mai as a souvenir. Could you see about giving it to her, Kloven?
Okay, I see what's going on here.
You see that I'm asking you a favor as a sibling to a sibling, yeah?
Oh, I see the surface level of this here. But I also think I'm seeing what's going on underneath that. That you never stop at an opportunity to ask, or to stop by her place. Have a conversation with her.
Well, you saw me angry.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm tired from our trip. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
is it so strange of me for one time to not go see her?
She looks at you a little bit and just says, "I'd wager you've already seen her."
He like takes off her glasses. You see too damn well with these.
Less so that I see too damn well, it's more so that I can see you damn clear. What the hell happened?
He like tries to catch his breath, but the wind around them just gets a little more, not turbulent, not like tornado levels, but it's like a little more aggressive. Like the bushes start swaying a little bit.
Hey, and she'll put a hand on your shoulder. Settle down.
I'm new to this stuff. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Take it easy on your brother. I'm
No?
still trying to figure out how to, because I don't think it's my emotions doing this, but I see this. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. I saw her, and back when we had traveled out, we saw some things, some visions, and I don't know how much I can really say, right? I don't know how much you think I'm high, but she's been holding something all this time, and the rest of us have just been piecing it together. You know, we don't want to force it out of her or nothing, but obviously we need to know if we are going to follow her and work with her and all that. But that thing I saw, I went to see her, and I tried not to think about it, but it kind of came out of me, and I just... Listen, Pumpkin, I know what you always tell me, you know? And I've always known that I can't be with her the way I yearn for. But every day till now, I've always desired, needed to be around her. And now I find out some things I saw were real. And I learned some truths. And so much of myself was built on this admiration I had for her. And now I just... It's going away. Alright? I can't look at her and see myself the same way right now. Alright? And I don't know the words to describe this pain in my chest. Because I always knew, you know? We weren't going to be no more than friends. I was okay with that. But I feel so incredibly awful for these feelings now. And I don't know how to word them. And I don't know how to tell you everything without spoiling what I'm not supposed to be sharing.
Shit. I mean, I don't even know where to start with that.
I mean, how could you? I don't think I've ever seen you chase anyone. Ever.
I mean, I've had a few boos here and there, but they don't last very long.
Oh, trust me, I'm very familiar with your boos and who's doing the chasing. But
This
I
Tate.
was so ready. Yeah?
Oh, please, you go ahead.
I've built so much of myself to be something. And now that thing ain't there anymore. I don't see it no more. I don't know if those are the words for it, but I'm just tired, sis. And overwhelmed. Now, you were gonna say?
I'm not very good at this sort of thing. So, I mean, part of me wants to just tease you, but I don't think that's what you'll be needing right now. So, I mean, I know she helped you. I know she guided you in the right direction. Made sure that you were doing all right whenever she could. And I know that you've always held a flame out for her. We've talked about that before. I've told you many times that you should just give up, you gotta move on. But there's always been this part of you that's held that candle out. And I don't think that you holding that candle out necessarily means that that's what it had to be. can certainly see that right now. But whatever the hell is going on, I can see plenty clear that you're stronger than you've ever been. And I don't know what the hell's going on in her mind or whatever the fuck is going on, since it seems to be like there's a whole lot more to this whole situation than just us doing our best to survive. But you shouldn't be mad at yourself. She's definitely not mad at you. I don't think she could be.
So I gotta be.
Gotta be mad at yourself?
I feel like I've done something. Not in this life, if you don't mind how strange that sounds. But I don't even feel like the way I was before I started adventuring with them. I feel about as small and angry and spiteful as I used to be when I was way younger. And I don't like feeling like that again. But I am.
Always go blow off some steam.
I think I don't want to act with those emotions again like I used to. I just want to go inside and tuck my head in and I'm emotionally exhausted, I'm physically exhausted, and the words today have left me mentally exhausted. We fought a giant fucking flower, Pumpkin. Giant man-eating flower.
Shit.
Wait, I'm sorry, Lily, what did you say?
She said shit. You gotta give yourself some grace, Tate. Some wild ass shit that you seem to be putting up with, and only to come home and be emotionally exhausted by some lingering feelings and some seemingly extraordinarily complicated thoughts. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace. Go to sleep.
I need to sort things out.
Not
But,
today.
Yeah, I mean, like, in my bed, vegging out, staring at the ceiling. That kind of sorting out.
Alright. Alright. I'll give it to you. She'll kind of move
I
out of
don't
the
know
way
how
a
much
little
longer
bit.
they're gonna. Oh,
Imagine
gonna
they'll be
try
done
this.
soon, but you can... I was just giving you shit. You can go on in.
Yeah. Make sure to walk Janine back. I don't know if she's used to the stocks yet, but she took real good care of your brother, alright? You gotta return the favor.
No, she took real good care of you, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I'm pretty sure they'd He stares his sister down!
Hmm?
Hmm.
What'd you cut yourself off there for?
I don't think I'm quite so insightful to draw too much from your words, but she was a good person. Watch that crassness with her.
Huh? I mean, she's a real
How'd I-
sweet girl.
I gotta go adventuring with Kloven. Alright, I don't need any more of that crassness when I come back.
What? I mean, whatever. Get out of here.
Fucking little shoulder bumps, walks inside.
You can see just like your folks are sitting down at the dinner table, and Janine kind of like immediately stands up as soon as the door comes open. She just turns around and looks at you and goes like, oh goodness.
Oh my god, how I shouldn't look that disheveled. I definitely have bags under my eyes.
Yeah. She looks around at you and says, oh, Tate, welcome back. I'll be heading out soon, don't worry.
Nah, you can stay for dinner if you want.
Oh,
I'm just gonna.
okay.
I just want to go rest.
I mean, I was just gonna
Sorry.
have Pumpkin walk me back to Kenrill to get some preparations in order, but
Oh. Has she always been doing that for you?
at least here and there.
That's awfully sweet of her. Try to convince her to pass some of it my way.
Okay. All right.
You have a nice night, Janine. It was good seeing you.
You too.
Like, just stumbles up the stairs.
All right. Well, close that scene there. With that, we're gonna have just like some time. This is like we'll say like a day or two pass, and things sort of start to enter in a bit of a flow with people from the stocks kind of coming and going from Dashek, and you can see that like there's a bunch of other jobs that seem to be starting as well. Work seems to be being done around the city, and particularly Sapphire has been very active in the last few days, starting to like get something moving, it seems. But with that, SK, I believe you wanted to talk to Venus.
I did, or at least attempt to.
Mm-hmm.
He would seek anti, wherever they may be, whether it be at the tree or over by the ship doing work, or wherever it is that they usually find themselves.
Yeah, so you make your way over to the tree and kind of just take a quick look around. Don't see them, but you hear Sapphire in the distance barking orders, and so it kind of brings your eyes over there, and you can see just the very large form of the Antarinum system is just on top of the deck, seemingly like looking around and working on some stuff there.
He'll make his way up to the ship and kind of hesitantly step on board. I don't think he's ever been on the ship before. So this is uncharted territory for him. But makes his way up onto the deck and kind of seems out of place amongst all of the activity that's happening. He's kind of trying to weave his way around people, scurrying here and there, and finally makes his way up to Sapphire and Anti, and sort of peers around Anti's gigantic form and looks to the two of them. Good morning.
Greeting. It is a good morning. And so-
Indeed it is, and I see the good captain has been putting you to work.
Observation. Putting me to work is not quite accurate. I am, however, putting everyone to work.
A mutiny, is it then?
Sapphire kind of chuckles. No, ain't no mutiny here.
Well, that's a relief, for sure.
Antaz let me know
No.
that, well, apparently what you all are after next is going to be the last eye on this continent, so what's the best way to get across the ocean?
A ship, I presume.
Damn right.
Well, if you can figure out a way to part the mists for our safe journey, that would be miraculous indeed.
Affirmative. That is the goal of our efforts. Is there
Well,
anything that we can assist you with, Sewer King?
Yes, but I would hate to pull you from such important work.
Negative. We can spare some time.
I wondered if I might have a private moment then.
Affirmation. We may go to the tree.
Very good. Do excuse us, Captain. I will be borrowing Anti for but a moment.
She nods, and you can see that she's reviewing like a very in-depth set of instructions that seem to be written on a piece of paper that she's holding. You make your way back to the tree for just a moment of privacy.
How are you? Perhaps feeling is not the correct phrase to use, but for all intents and purposes, how are you feeling since your assimilation?
Observation, we are managing. It still is quite strange. However, Venus is active, internally at the very least.
They are. That's good, isn't it?
Correct. Would you like to speak with them?
You seem to have read my mind. That is not that I would ever pass up an opportunity to speak to you, Anti, but that was my design in meeting you this morning. I had rather hoped to discuss something with Venus if they were able.
You can see they stand there for a moment, silent. Before speaking up again, she says, "We shall give them control. We do not know how long they will be able to maintain."
I will try to be brief, then.
Affirmative. They wish to try.
Very
It's-
good.
You can see the eyes do a quick shift over to green. And they look down and says, "Sewer King, are you well?"
Good morning, Venus. Yes, I am quite well. Thank you for asking. I might ask the same of you. How are you feeling?
It is a bit strange, to be honest. However, we are happy to be ourselves once more. That is more than we can ask for.
I'm relieved to hear so. I understand that your time is brief while you are still recovering, so I hope you don't mind that I get straight to the point.
They nod.
I was hoping you might answer a few questions for me,
Nods again.
but whether you remember enough to tell, I'm sure remains to be seen. Firstly, did you have any control when it came to acting as the Namiota? More specifically, when incapacitating people.
You're not familiar with the word the Namiota. However, we believe that you are referring to the large creature that we became, correct?
Indeed, yes. That is what the people of New Dashik referred to you as.
We were mostly asleep during that time. Our body was not our own. However, we could see most everything that was happening. But we're powerless to do much more than influence it in small ways.
So, when it came to the enchanting effect, the visions that people saw, you had no control over that.
That is correct.
Ah. I dare say everyone has questions about that.
Questions?
Myself included. Yes.
We saw what you saw as well. But that is all.
You don't know what they were?
We have conjecture. This technique was used against many people of Dashek.
Well, I have to imagine it was some series of hallucinogenic visions concocted by the mind. A amalgamation of sensory stimuli to keep the mind at bay.
Our hypothesis is quite different. Our hypothesis is that it took snippets and bits and pieces of the happiest memories of each of the individual in order to keep it placated.
He pauses to ponder on that. And then he just kind of shakes his head, like, for some, perhaps. But, well, Tate, for example, didn't seem to want to talk about his at all. That hardly seems like it had a positive impact on him. And as for myself, I saw nothing that pertained to me. Although I did see what could perhaps be snippets of external influences. For example, there was a girl named Lark, but the only Lark that I know is quite different, but perhaps the brain conjures what it wants in moments of duress such as that.
They quirk their head a little bit as she kind of looks down at you. We are unsure. However, all those that we knew saw memories of themselves. This would suggest that you did as well. Perhaps the child may have inconclusive data on your memories.
The child? He had some part to play in this.
Indeed. They were the one that offered me, well, my downfall.
See. And again, if you'll pardon this blunt question, in what form did this downfall take?
They offered me the power to protect those I cared about. After they had pushed me away.
A item, a spell, the eye. Of course, that makes perfect sense. Nothing else? No other strange things?
Not in our memories.
Nothing internal, perhaps?
Work their head once more. See them, essentially go quiet searching. We were advised to consume something. Or rather,
Yeah.
we watched as it was consumed to increase power.
Yes, tell me more about that.
We do not remember much. Do not know what it was. There was this hunger inside of us that yearned for power. Saw that as that.
And you ate it?
Correct.
You don't recall exactly what it is, do you?
No.
Out of curiosity, for curiosity's sake, what happened to you after you ate it?
We felt stronger, perhaps? It is unclear. It's not entirely clear to us. However, Dashek was a place filled with immense magical energy, a veritable realm of it. That was written on the dossier from Din Town.
Place keeps popping up.
However, the being known as Ku a similar magical composition.
Who? Is that someone near New Dashik for you to know them?
We believe we saw them with you in our last final moments.
There's no one by that name in our party.
The rabbit looking woman.
His eyebrows kind of raise at that, just... Aha. Yes, Now I remember. Yes, I do believe that is who you're talking about. You believe that she would have answers?
More information.
Then I know who to speak to next. Thank you, Venus, for your time.
He nods and just... Would you like us to accompany you?
If you like, I don't wish to push you too hard on your first outing.
We are feeling adequate.
Very well. But if you find it too strenuous, do let one of your siblings take over.
Acknowledged. Liana or Anti will not let me falter.
Very good. Well, just a hop, skip, and a jump away then.
You go ahead and travel via teleporter into over to Dashek. You can see as you kind of come out, it's been a few days, like there is a lot of construction going on in this area. A bunch of people building what looks to be the outlines of houses, essentially, in the area that you had first seen, to moving away a bunch of the rubble and the dilapidated buildings in place of it. But quite quickly, you can see, just in the distance, there is Lark is sitting there, essentially sitting down, relaxing, and just reading a book.
He'll very casually stroll on over and sit down at her side, sort of stretch himself out. Ah, good morning, Lark.
Good morning, Sewer King. Good to see you back in our little humble town, or at least what's becoming a town.
Oh, won't be humble for long, I think. Not at the rate you're progressing.
Your friends are quite kind.
Indeed. Look. Might I steal you away for a moment?
Oh.
My friend and I have some questions for you.
Looks up, sees Venus, and just says, "Ah, that kind of stealing away. I suppose I could be bothered."
Thank you. Shall we return to your abode, then?
We don't have to go down into New Dashek anymore. I don't quite like the place very much. Go to the Moonwell.
Excellent. And once they make their way there, he looks at at Lark, and his mask of politeness kind of drops a little bit, and just, now then, I think that we're both of a particular kind of understanding that there's no need for pretenses, not between us.
Oh? You think you have a leg up on me, then?
I like to think that we have a more cute understanding of each other.
Two predators and all?
Indeed. So, you can cease the charade, Lark, and perhaps you might be able to fill in the gaps in Venus's memory.
I don't know what charade it is you're speaking of. I can assure you that you are seeing my true self right here. But of course.
Really?
Hmm?
I suppose the name Ku means absolutely nothing.
Did Kloven tell you? Did he rat on me?
Kloven? No. As a matter of fact, he didn't, but I did make certain deductions.
Oh?
Well, if you'll pardon my vulgarity, your scent was all over him.
Oh. Always a predator, huh?
Noses are the most sensitive of the senses.
Indeed. Well, that can't be what you came here to say. Yes, my name is Ku. Please.
Regarding the Namioda, back to business. It devoured something, not including the eye it was granted. It devoured something else, something powerful, something, how to describe, that I believe to be akin to the natural world.
Hmm.
Does this sound at all familiar to you?
In a way, it does. I'm not quite sure what it is, though I did feel it earlier when you came back from at least your first scrape through with the Namioda. Something familiar, albeit. I could feel the natural magical energies emanating from you. I knew that it came from my world. A land of nature, a world with only the moon. Can I?
A piece of your world.
Mm-hmm. Would you mind if I? She'll stick out a claw and hold it to his skin. Would you mind?
What part of the skin, DM?
We'll just say like the forearm.
He'll roll up his shirt cuff. By all means.
Very good. And she'll just kind of quickly do a little scrape enough to cause blood to spill, just very slightly. Not like to the point of where it's any actual meaningful damage. And just sees that essentially the blood comes out, but then is immediately overtaken by moss. You see her just look at it with very, very scrutinizing eyes. Interesting. This massive energy, whatever it is that's inside of you, inside of your stomach, seems to follow the same principles that we live by, that of the cycle. You see, we back home worship the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. I believe you know that, at least for me, I oversaw people that passed in New Dashak. Wherever pain and harm is inflicted, life seems to bloom, thus following that principle.
This is all well and good. How do I stop it?
Stop it. Why would you want to do that?
Because it's not mine.
I suppose so. Unless someone can enter it into your stomach and cut it out from the inside, I don't imagine there's much of a chance of doing that.
Unfortunately, that didn't work out too grand.
No? Goodness, you are dedicated, aren't you? Seeing, like, some of the, like, the scabbing and stuff just all over your body.
Through my shirt?
Yeah. Shh. Anyways, redact it. And at this point, Venus, who's kind of just been watching, just will hop in and just say, "You have never seen a being like yourself, Sewer King, that can adapt to so many different things at the same time. To be so many things and yet nothing at all. Truly remarkable."
He blinks at that assessment. Nothing at all. Yes. I suppose that's a apt way of putting it. I'm just me. I am whatever I need to be.
I can't tell if your
But
comfort...
This,
Oh, go ahead.
and he's motioning to the moss that's now scabbing up his arm. This is whether, even though it is part of nature's plan, it is not a part of my plan.
Then you wish to get rid of it.
Yes.
Well, I suppose something we can look into. I think you're making a large mistake.
Why is that exactly?
It seems to be quite powerful.
Yes, but it's contradicting other powers inside of me.
Hmm? Your ability to shapeshift is limited?
In certain ways, yes.
Then I suppose we'll have to see what happens. However, I do not know of a way as of yet.
See. Well, do look into it, please. I will endure for the time being.
Endure something that keeps you alive. Quite the interesting state to be in.
And if I can make a final request. You might think it very silly of me to ask, but I will ask nonetheless. Regarding Kloven, I would ask that you do not repeat such a tryst. There's someone else who has a keen investment in the man.
I didn't realize I was stepping on toes. He came to me after a simple request.
No, I don't doubt it.
Are you speaking for yourself or a friend?
No, God, no. No, not for, I ask not for myself.
Well, I can tell you at least that he came very willingly and with little coercion. So, whatever your friend seems to see in him, it's not that hard.
He gives a little wry smile at that and just... Yes. Well, I can't very well ask everyone to keep their paws off of him, but I thought that you might understand.
I suppose. Well, it's just a bit of relaxation, if anything. Blowing off some steam, but fine.
Thank you.
You mortals are so strange with your relationships.
I'm afraid human courtship is a very complicated matter.
Extremely. I don't understand why you don't just simply do what feels right.
Well, I don't have a answer to that. I think that people like to find meaning.
I can find plenty of meaning in having fun.
I'm sure you can. Lark.
Oh, are we back to Lark now? Even after you revealed my deepest, darkest hidden secret?
It's not my secret to reveal. If you wish to keep up the act, who am I to break it? Although I do wonder where you got the name from.
Girl's gotta have a few secrets.
Well, you are an interesting woman. I grant you that.
Thank you. You are an interesting man.
I know.
Alright, off with you.
And with that, I think he'll linger in New Dashik for a while and just kind of hang out, maybe help around for a little bit, try to distract himself. But he'll eventually head on back to the stocks.
Alright. Yeah, Venus will go on ahead back to the stocks before you, just getting back to work with Sapphire. But yeah, I'll close the scene there. Next up, we have Thaddeus. So, you good, Aster?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I saw your thing light up, but nothing come out, so I was like, wait a minute, are we?
Oh, my mic is also being sensitive and weird. Don't worry.
You're good. All right. So I would say it's been, as I mentioned, it's been a few days at this point since you guys got back to the stocks, and you have, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been essentially sequestering yourself in the lab, working on stuff, correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. Sounds good. So I would say on like day 2 or 3, after the conversation with Mai, you're going to hear essentially. This is actually, there's a funnier way to do this. So SK, we'll say you're back in the back in the stocks at this point, and there's a knock on Thaddeus's door during the middle of the day that you hear, but I imagine Thaddeus is way in the back and doesn't. Do you answer it? We'll start there.
I think he won't right away. Usually a knock on the door is not his problem. But if it persists, he'll open up the trap door from the basement and just peer out, see or hear the knocking continuing on the door, just sighs. Thaddeus, you appear to have company.
Thaddeus is gonna push the door open. He's not in his usual lab coat and like battle gear. He is more or less in a very thin tank top, and he is exhausted. He has been pulling several all-nighters.
You look
Alright.
wretched.
I'm trying to do something I've never managed to pull off before, so forgive me if it's been a bit.
That is, how many times have I heard this exact phrasing from you? And he'll walk over to you, whip out his handkerchief, and like a mom with her kid, just starts rubbing your face, like to clear the sweat and grime off of your face.
I appreciate the care. Who is it, anyway? Daddy's gonna go over to the door and crack it
No
open.
idea.
And you see standing before you is Mai with a basket full of books.
Hey, Mai.
I
Oh
don't.
goodness, you're in no state to invite a lady in. Go change.
I think she invited herself.
It's fine. Well, I suppose I wanted to check on you.
Yeah,
Considering
thank you, but
the conversation that we had the other day about how me telling you some of this information sometimes causes you to go off on a limb, and then I don't hear from you for 3 days.
in my defense, the reason I've been gone for 3 days is because I've been working for 3 days.
You've at least slept, haven't you? Looking at his
Unlikely.
bags. Thank you for
We
the
can put a
honesty.
pin in that.
Let's go back to the lab. I have something I wanted to tell you about.
Alright. You want some tea or something? I can put something on the kettle before we go down.
I will make tea. You go sit down.
Are you sure?
I can manage a kettle, sir.
You won't let it boil over again?
No.
Alright. To the lab it is.
Right. And she'll just go, she'll walk on in, set her basket down and just kind of sit there for a bit and look over to you and just says, having a good time?
Define good.
Well, if it helps, I come here to help.
Alright then. Lay it on me. I assume it has something to do with the books you brought. Thaddeus is gonna lay back down in one of the chairs in the lab, and you can visibly see days worth of tension melt out of him, and he looks concerned for a second, as if he's not able to get back up.
Say, well, these books here are actually... Well, we'll get to them later. They're a bit deeper into this discussion than we're going to start. Which is funny, considering that they actually exist. But... do you have anything that means a lot to you that you always keep on your person?
He's gonna pause for a second, reach under the like fraying collar of the shirt that he's wearing, and pull out a locket. There's this.
That looks perfect. Something important in there, I hope?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you could say that.
We talked a little bit about this previously, but something important is for me to explain anchors and the importance of staying anchored to this world. You remember some of that conversation, correct?
Yeah. I remember a bit of it.
Then, what I'll tell you is that I know the feeling of drifting myself. I try to never let myself think about previous timelines too much, because if I did, I would lose hold of the current to become adrift again. You are very susceptible to that due to the actions of the child in this cycle, as well as how you let yourself drift before, not fighting it back. Understand?
Yeah, I understand. I didn't need admonishment on that, but I know what I did wrong.
I'm sorry to act like your mother, but until I'm sure that you're not going to lose yourself, here we are.
Well, that's what you're here for, right?
That's right. Go ahead and take hold of that. Your locket.
Alright. He does as he's told, and his grip's weak from exhausting himself, but he grabs it anyway.
Now close your eyes. And just hold it tightly and think what it is. What are the memories that you associate with this locket, whether they be the picture that is inside or anything else. Feel that immensely. As long as you feel that, as long as you hold on to that, it'll bring you back. It'll keep you grounded.
Alright.
That is something that only exists in this timeline, therefore connects you to only this timeline.
And it's that simple?
It can be that simple, however, the more disconnected and the more severed you are from this one, the harder it is to get back. As of yet, I believe this should be sufficient. However, be careful going forward.
I mean, if we're going to be leaning into this wholeheartedly, being careful is only the first step on the road, right?
Correct. Are you feeling up to note-taking?
That's about the only thing my hands can do at the moment, so sure. There should be a journal on the tray over there, if you could toss it my way.
She does so and tosses it over and says, I have a few books of theory written on this, personally by myself. However, I have a feeling it's going to be a little lost on you, at least at the start. So bear with me. You'll get there, I promise.
I'm guessing my current state of rest is not going to be helping the matter very much at all.
Oh, I would assume not. But we can at least start somewhere. I'm going to just listen. I know in this world, science is not exactly as far advanced as as it was at least where I come from. But there are some things that are constant. That of atoms and other such building blocks of life. You see, all around us are timelines, just simply in the empty space between said atoms at all times. However, as all others have ceased to be, their energy is distorted and warped and incomplete. This can be used as a blessing in some way. We can feel them, if we try, through ripples, and also our own actions. Following so far?
Yeah, that makes sense with what I've seen in the few times I've slipped out.
Perfect. And let me tell you this. You know I'm a musician. This came from my knowledge of music itself. We all have our own personal frequency. A frequency that things around us and things that are us operate on. With frequencies, those are essentially points of rhythm. And with rhythm, you can create sound. Everything has frequencies and rhythms, and everything is frequencies and rhythms when it comes down to it. When I sing a note, my vocal cords are resonating a number of times a second beyond comprehension. With this knowledge, you can form any sound and form frequencies of anything in life. It is extremely difficult, but if you can find your frequencies and the frequencies of others, then you can be in tune with them. Here. Let me take a look. And she'll walk over to you and press a hand against your chest. And you can feel her finger tap the rate of your heartbeat to you. As there you are. It's as simple as... go ahead.
You know, when you said you were going to teach me about this, I was expecting, I don't know, some kind of device we could make, some sort of theorem I could put into practice, not a music lesson.
Yes, but everything is music if you break it all down to the level of atoms. But I understand. Would you mind if I took a look at the weapon that you've been working on?
Yeah, go for it. He's gonna gesture over to the blacksmithing table where there's the gun that was there prior, but has been modified fairly severely into a... You can see it's in kind of a prototype state. It's not finished, it's not usable at the moment, but it's getting somewhere.
And she'll like wag her finger at you to come up with her.
Alright. He's gonna slowly get up from the chair. He's gonna groan a little bit as he walks over.
And she'll essentially take a look at the gun itself and start to move some parts around, and does so with surprising ease. Like this, it's throwing you off to see how honestly proficient she is with this sort of work. And she starts to sing to herself a little bit, and as she does so, she reaches her hand out into space, and you can see that hand disappear as she extends it. She holds there for a second, continuing to hum, or pulling back, and you can see in her hand a small reverberating contraption that seems to be inside of what looks like a glass bead, and she'll drop it into your hand. Say, do you feel that?
Yeah. Where did you get this from?
Space between worlds, essentially. This is harmonized resonance. It can only be used so much on a given day before it goes out of tune. If you find yourself particularly in sync with the world around you, you may be able to push that limit.
So what you're saying is, if I can get my hands on this rhythm, so to speak, that's the key to getting this all together.
Well, and she'll just quickly, moving apart pieces of the gun, slots it into it, snaps it back into place, claps it back together, and hands it to you. Why don't you go ahead and give that a try?
In the lab?
Oh, I suppose
We
we
might
should
need
go
a firing
outside.
range.
We should go outside, at least for now.
I feel like if SK hears some gunshots from downstairs, he's gonna have some questions.
Very likely. She'll lead you out into just like sort of an open field area and just let you stand there for a bit. Says, now please, what do you feel?
It's light.
Mm-hmm.
It's not still, though.
No? Do you feel the gust of wind around you, the grass rustling?
Yeah.
How the listen to the grass for a moment. How the rhythm of it moving back and forth pulses like your heartbeat inside of you. Everything in this world is connected through the rhythm of life. Now feel that. Feel your own heartbeat.
Thaddeus will close his eyes and listen for a moment, breathing in and out.
Fire when ready.
He's going to pause for a moment. Hold the gun up, regimented and steady, as always. But he doesn't even open his eyes before he pulls the trigger.
You pull the trigger, opening your eyes to see where the shot goes. You can see that the shot starts from the barrel, but then immediately disappears, just like MerisAurum did. And you see it actually comes from the side directly into the barrel of hay that you fired it into, but coming from a different
What the-
angle entirely.
What was that?
Harmonized resonance.
You're telling me. You know, this means if we find her out there, you get to tell Jillian everything she ever did research on in terms of trajectory is wrong if you try hard enough.
Magic is quite interesting. Helps to fill in the gaps where science doesn't quite reach.
This isn't just magic, is it? It didn't feel like magic.
Magic and science both.
Well, one thing's for sure. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna get some rest. And then I'm gonna spend a day doing some target practice.
I believe our tea should be ready.
Tea!
You can actually see SK's got like a little tray, and he's like tottering out the door, and he's like, "Did I hear gunshots?"
It wasn't inside! Mike suggested we do it inside at first.
I wasn't thinking very clearly. I was focused on explaining.
You think you wanted me to shoot this thing inside? You're insane!
Well, I mean, if
Mike,
you...
perhaps we can leave the artillery lesson for after the man who hasn't slept for 72 hours sleeps and first has his tea and sets
I've
it down
slept.
on a little table for you guys.
Listen, I've slept a little bit. Maybe it hasn't been 8 hours a day.
Well, let's go back inside. You should get some rest. I apologize for pushing you.
That wasn't pushing. It's exactly the right direction I needed. Thank you, Mai.
And as you guys walk back into the tavern and just kind of sit down and have some tea, there's another knock on the door.
Yeah. Thaddeus is gonna stand up, look over to Mai for a second, raise an eyebrow, and then walk to the door and open it again. He still doesn't look the best.
She
Hey.
kind of shrugs and just like, I don't know.
Hello. And he's gonna open the door.
There's no one there.
What? Wait. Mai, you heard that, right? I'm not going insane because I haven't slept a lot.
As you turn around to say that to her, you kind of rub your eyes a little bit, and you can see that at a table right behind where Mai is Thalafir, sitting down, prim and proper. Say, well, thank you
Thaddeus
so much.
immediately whips the gun around.
Thank you so much for letting me in.
Talk. Now.
We'll cut the scene there for now. All right. Tate, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Round 2, baby. Cool. All right, so it's been a few days. I imagine Tate probably hasn't done too terribly much, other than just kind of sulking in the room. Is that fair to say?
He exists. He gets food. He goes back to his room.
No.
Stares at ceiling.
So, as you wake up in the morning, you can hear the sound of a lot of things moving around outside. Heaving a deep sigh, you look out to the window and see a lot of folks in the stalk gathering around the tree with what looks to be supplies, wood, food, crafts, etc. And as you kind of just watch, you hear a voice call out to you, one that you immediately recognize as your mother's. And your eyes drift down to below, where the porch is. And she's standing there, sipping some tea, and just reaches out. She says, "Come on down, kiddo. Got some time to chat?"
Hey, Ma.
I
And
finished.
Tate will,
Yeah. She says, "I finished making some banana bread this morning for the folks that are going to the new town. Got some leftovers for us to enjoy."
Okay. I'll just make his way down and just plop on the bench, on the seat next to her.
It's still kind of warm.
Thank you.
This kind of lets you. She sits there beside you and just is quiet for a little bit, enjoying her drink and food. Just before eventually, probably like a good 5 minutes, and just say, "No, something's bothering you, Tate.
Sis didn't already tell you, and Pa.
I think, in a way, she respects your privacy.
I don't know. But listen, it's nothing big. I've just been thinking maybe I'm not really cut out for this, adventuring lifestyle. Maybe I'll just stay in the stocks. Just been on my mind.
See all those people out there?
Yeah.
They're all heading to that new town you folks saved. Coming together, working together, making sure everyone's doing alright and getting along. I don't know if I've ever seen that much, or even that kind of hope in this world. I think it's thanks to you.
I am just a cog in the machine. A really small one. I think they could do better.
A cog in the machine that broke out of his usual cycle to go off and be with some other folks and make a real change in this world. That doesn't sound much like a cog to me. I know your father, so you know a lot about... you know that I know a lot about cogs.
I know he'll always talk your ear off. I'm surprised to hear so much instead in your head. I think I bring more harm than good right now.
Why do you say that?
I'm not who I need to be for them.
Doesn't seem so, but...
Listen, it ain't no secret. I was nothing special before, and I spent all my youth trying to be like you and Pa and Pumpkin, but I didn't have nothing special back then. I warn't nothing. And then people in my life, person in my life, pushed me to be better. And I got better. I gotta feel special like everyone. But I got to know where that faith came from. Why or how that person knew how to push me the way they did. How they were able to draw me out. I don't hate them for it, but when I look at the actions I've done, the way I've been, I'm not a good person, Ma. I think I'm downright selfish.
Don't you say that.
I'm not.
You're the furthest thing
I
from
had this-
selfish I can possibly imagine.
I didn't do everything I do out of the kindness of my heart, Ma. I did it because, well, I don't know what else to be but like. I needed to be that person I always saw myself being. But I learned that person was still selfish. That person couldn't make the difference. And that person everyone expects me to be. Everyone looks at me to be for them. A leader, or just someone there to give them. Every time I be that, it'll lead to failure. I can't explain it to you how I know this, Mom, but I know that if I stay with them, they're doomed. They can't rely on me. And it pains me to no end to think that.
So what if you ain't a leader? Certainly be helping them.
There are so many more powerful people they can call upon.
Yeah, but even with that in mind, you're really helping folks, giving them a better life. It's a much grander purpose than just growing crops and running errands like you did before. Suits you, Tate. Life you found for yourself.
But I don't know if that flights me. Everyone wants me to be something I can't be. That I know I shouldn't be. That I want to be, but it feels hopeless.
Yet I don't know where all this came from. Every time you've gone out, come back and reunited the world. In some way, shape, or form. I don't know where this feeling of failure is. Because all I've seen is how you've succeeded and exceeded all of our expectations for you. You know we were scared when you left. But you came back much stronger the man than before, and that's growth, kid. You've been growing, and something may have pushed you back. Maybe even back against a wall, but you sure as hell have never failed us. Right?
Out of character, does Tate know what happens to his family in the other timelines? Would he have seen that?
The only thing you would know is my mentioning the one timeline where your family, that she knows that your family had passed before she arrived. That's the only one that you got information about your family on.
And Cabby just said that he never failed her, right? Failed them?
Yeah.
He his voice cracks a little and he turns a little bit away from her. He doesn't really know what to say. He turns back to look at her with this pained expression on.
She'll grab you and bring you in for a hug. Even if one day you feel like you failed, always get back up. Try again.
Always get back up, huh?
We're always making better versions of ourselves, day by day. Part of what it means to be human.
He pauses and hearing that last sentence. He embraces his mother back and just digs his forehead into hers. He starts crying a little bit. And I don't know if Cabby can feel it, but the weight of his tears are worth more than hundreds of lives of experience.
She rubs your back just very softly and just say, I got you, kid.
Thank you, Mom.
You're the son I've always dreamed I'd have. I'm so proud of you. You're changing this world. I can't wait to see what it is that it becomes.
I think he'll continue to embrace his mother for until the moment passes.
Feeling up to something?
You want me to go down there and help me move stuff?
No. That's not what I had in mind.
Yeah.
I may have given permission on your account, but Beth took your axe. Was
Oh.
working on some modifications. May want to go check in on her.
I haven't seen Beth in a while. I should clean up a little bit, but yeah, I'll go see her.
Hey,
But Ma,
Hmm?
yeah, I was gonna say, don't worry about it. I trust you, always.
you got this. Love you, kid.
Love you, Ma.
And with that, we'll close on that part of the scene, but you go ahead and head over to Beth's, which is your Uncle Micah and Ashland's. Uncle Micah and Aunt Ashland's house. It's not too far away, just a few houses down. And just without even really thinking about it, head to the storm cellar door that you know leads to Beth's workshop. And as you kind of walk up to it, you can hear the sound of machinery revving and going off. You open the door? Go ahead.
Yeah, he'll just open the door. He's been down there like plenty of times before. That like this is just. There is nothing like formal about this. This is just very casually just kicking someone's door down that you've been in through like hundreds of times before.
Yeah, and as you open the door, a puff of smoke just kind of immediately just poofs right in the face as the sounds become louder. And as you walk in, it's essentially the same as the last time you were here. Crude machinery made out of scavenge parts, fires roaring, smoke billowing. But through the haze, you can see Beth hunched over a workbench. She doesn't acknowledge your presence as she's hard at work on something, wearing a big baggy set of overalls and soot and dirt covering every inch of her exposed skins. But you can see through the bits that she is extraordinarily built, with some muscles popping through the undersized shirt she wears, tearing as visibly as a result.
She's in flow state. He is going to very uncomfortably lean against like a pipe or like other mechanic fixture and just wait.
She will honestly... Oh, go ahead.
He's like accustomed to just hearing the cacophony of work, where like Tate's flow state is when he's like listening to the for the bristling of leaves and like farm machinery, and this is just back to another like orchestra of sounds he's heard before.
And she just continues to work. Then eventually she'll probably notice the smoke is kind of going out of an area that it's not normally going out of, and notices the door is open and looks around and sees you there and says, "Oh, Tate, Cabby tell you to come?"
Yeah, Mama told me to come, and then he'll like sign to her saying, "How are you doing?" and sign as best as he can manage.
Yeah, quickly responds back, "Doing all right. Been hard at work. Got something cool for you."
Hold on, it's been a while. You got something for me? I think I missed that word.
Yeah. One sec, and she'll just immediately get back to work, probably for like the next 2 minutes, before turning around to you again to say, found a cool device in Dashik. Made me think of you. Sorry I didn't ask permission to take the axe, but I promise you'll like it.
But I got more faith in your inventions than Pa and Ashlyn might, but whatever you cooked up, I promise I can handle it now. It's been a while, right?
You can see she just kind of like shakes her hands out a little bit, says, great, just a few more adjustments. And then we'll go back, just kind of add a few things. And you can see just like as she's working on it, it's your axe, but there's like a lot of other like attachments that seem to be added to it in some way, shape, or form. And eventually she'll just take a deep breath, big sigh, and just goes, all right, let's test. And she'll turn around and just walk right past you, holding your axe, and walk up and out of the workshop. Sets it down beside you before going to grab a few separate little, essentially like training dummies. One that's got like a bit more of a fleshy makeup, one that's got more wood. And she says, these should be closest things we can to what you'd probably be carving into. So you got... Oh, I didn't explain anything.
I think I can just swing it. I mean,
Well,
your work's always been... Yeah?
There's a bit more to it than that, so... And she'll walk over and basically just take it out of your hands. Just...
I'll just like laugh a little bit, like same old Beth.
So, here. I infused it with a lot of multitude and mishmash attack. Some of it from Dintown scavenging, from the shit that comes in. But also something from that I found when I was off exploring in the new area that you went to, the Dashek. There's at least something I found that was in some of the trees and in the connecting areas between the continents. Holy shit, continents, by the way. What the fuck is that? But
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry, I was rambling a little bit.
No. I like the idea of like Tate starting to say something, but she keeps yapping. I'm really into that. No, you're good.
So here you can see there's two separate buttons. One for one set and one for the other set. And I just want to let you know, if you press the top one, you're gonna need to hold on to that shit real fucking tight. And you can see, like, as you kind of look up and down the axe, there's like essentially like a cylindrical object that seems to be like attached to right near the head of the axe, as well as just this really bulky contraption towards the bottom of it. And it says, I understand it's probably a little weird to hold because of just how much stuff there is on it. Probably throwing you off a little bit with the weight of it, but if you can get used to it, I promise you got something really cool here. So go ahead and touch the top one, and as I said, hold on real fucking tight, okay?
All right. He'll take it back if she's offering, and then he'll like very cautiously push his thumb over the button and press down.
As you do, essentially that cylinder that's like near towards the head, you can hear it start to rev to life as essentially what is like almost like a rocket engine starts to fire up, like a jet engine that's like basically condensed onto that, and just say, you got it?
I think do I just let it loose now, or?
I mean, the idea is that it can help you add an extra punch to whatever you're hitting, or even potentially use it as like a throwing weapon, even despite its size.
I would throw this like he's
Yeah.
like genuinely confused. This is a hunk of.
Give it a toss.
He'll like his thumb will like let go of the button for a second as the engine dies down, and he takes a breath, and then like he lines back to swing and throw it, and he hits the button midway the throw, to like, add more torque to the axe throw.
Yeah, and
He lets loose and what? Yeah.
As you do so, it essentially just starts to spin with the engine going with it. And as it hits into the dummy, what it essentially does is the engine keeps going, and as a result, essentially causes it to strike, leave a massive gash in it, but then bounce off, and then come right back to you, engine turning off, and essentially reconnecting, or like coming right back to where you were, and you're able to catch it with ease. You can see she just kind of claps her hands and just jumps down, like up and down really excitedly. It's just like, oh, it worked. Oh my goodness.
That recoil always gonna make it come back to me like that.
That's the idea.
I think you've always been one to push the laws of physics.
No, so, I mean, oh shit, this would have made it easier. And she goes back into the lab and grabs you a little wristband, essentially, and just says, this wristband here is magnetic. Should make sure that it always comes back as it's supposed to. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Beth, the way I know you're a little loud with the way you make things, not the way you talk, but it always works out for me at least. But thank you. I think the magnets will help out a ton, at the very least, stopping me from breaking my own arm.
That's a start. There's one other thing though. See the bottom button?
Yeah.
So that one, a little different. I'm sure you've been wondering what that little space in the bottom is. So I'm gonna ask you to throw it again, or hit it, whichever works.
You want me to throw it again and do what this time?
Well, let's start a little easier. Why don't you go up into close range and just tap the bottom button, then strike.
All right.
Oh, don't sound too disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. The way this is pointed, I'm just mentally prepared for what's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna malfunction.
That's not the part I'm worried about. All right, he'll hit the button and start to swing.
All right, and as you do, essentially, as soon as the impact of the axe hitting the target happens, you hear like a little as from the small box, essentially a web that a web fires out of it with essentially zip lines that sort of take it through, press it against the thing, and nail it to the ground. So, you ever need to hold something down? There you go.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't always rely on throwing things. Starting to feel mighty useless around Thaddeus. But, says he's like picking up the axe while it's still like wrapped around the dummy as it's just hanging there. Oh, this is good. Just maybe not showing this one off to Kloven.
I mean, it's not like he can use something like that. You gotta be real fucking strong to use something like that.
I don't think he's worried. I think he's more. I think he's thinking about. He would think about a different end of the weapon than you.
Huh?
Sorry, I've been spending way too much time trapped with those guys. They've been good to me.
Well,
You've been good to me.
I hope this helps.
How have you been? No, this is.
Yeah.
It's nice. I see you put your tattoo on the blade too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's things been good. little quiet, but seems like that's changing, so always happy to have something to focus on.
Yeah, I was surprised. You went all the way out to Dashek?
Hmm?
Did you talk with people there,
No?
Laura? Okay then. All right. How about next time you want to go gallivanting? I'll come with you, and I think you'd like some of the people there.
I
Wait.
can do my best.
It's all right. Worst case, I'll bring interesting folk over here. How long have you been down here for, by the way? Or like,
Spending most of the last few days.
auntie and uncle indulge. No, we all indulge you a little too much. Have you even met Anti?
I think Sapphire told me about them, but I was planning on heading over to the ship after this to get to work on whatever it is that they're working on to try and add any sort of touch I can.
Oh, then I'll come with you. I could throw my hand in as well, and I think I genuinely want to see your reaction to Anti. They're all very unique. Very eye-catching for you specifically, I think.
Sounds good. I suppose.
Yeah. I think I might know sign language too, actually.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
He'll sign one more time, just asking. Oh yeah. He'll sign with the like, it's perfect, and then sign again. Are you sure you're okay?
She'll sign back just saying, "Thank you. Never been better. Happy to help."
And he'll sling the axe around over his back, a heftier but more supportive weight behind him. All right, let's get you some sunlight. Come on.
Okay.
And we're good to go.
All right. Sounds good. Then we are going to end session here for tonight. I'm so sorry to leave you on the Salafir cliffhanger.
Oh boy.
But
Oh my
Salafir
god. Salafir jump scare.
Here.
Next session.
Holy shit.
Oh,
That was such a good session, y'all.
Woo!
glad
Thank
y'all
you,
liked it.
Lily. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lily.
So
Thank you.
I'm working on getting the other stuff into the general chat, but we'll talk more later. Either way, thank you all so much for playing. I'll go ahead and wrap this session up here. We'll be playing again in the near future. We're a little off schedule right now, but we'll figure it out. Either way, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been a good time, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.